Hi, I'm Linda Terrace with Terrace Coaching and Consulting. I help leaders and organizations maximize their effectiveness, navigate change, transform their business operations, and achieve growth and ongoing success in this increasingly complex world of ours. There's no doubt that it is a really tough time to be a leader right now. Many leaders that I talk to are really struggling with their own focus and maintaining resilience in the face of all of the difficult circumstances that they're facing right now. One of the analogies that I've been using with people is there's a reason why the airlines tell you to put on your own oxygen mask first. Because if you're debilitated by the circumstances around you, you can't really be expected to take care of other people. As a former executive myself, I know there were times when I wasn't doing the best for the people I worked with because I wasn't taking care of my own needs. Right now, it's really critical to focus on the basics: healthy eating, exercise, good sleep. Those are fundamental to good leadership. And I know that attending to those in these extraordinary times is really difficult because we're having to try new and different ways to keep them at the top of our list and manage the most routine tasks in our lives. It's really important though. In addition, there are 3 other ways that I've been recommending to people that I think could be helpful. The first thing is we really need to pay attention to that natural human biological reflex that's happening inside of us all right now. Whenever we feel any level of threat, our brains activate cortisol, which is the stress hormone, along with a whole cocktail of other hormones and chemicals that are intended to help us kick into gear and protect us. And the amygdala works with the hippocampus, which is another part of our brain, which acts as our memory center. And that's where we look to make sense of what's going on around us. And I think the problem right now is that when we look into our memories and our experiences, sometimes we're not finding them all that helpful because this truly is extraordinary time. And finally, when we seek to make our way through the challenge, our brain activates our prefrontal cortex, which is our logic center. That's where we reason, we analyze options, we start to plan and make decisions. But the problem is that the prefrontal cortex doesn't really work all that well when it's in when our amygdala is in what Daniel Goleman calls the hijack. And the hijack is when we freeze, we appease, we avoid, and none of that is really helpful right now. So whether we're focusing on our own capacity or we're really trying to support the people around us, I think it's really important to start there and to think about that. The second thing I would say is that you need to take control of whatever you can take control of, including your calendar. Block time to tackle your toughest challenges. Don't let the mundane and the routine get in the way of you accomplishing the things that are really important. I also think that rituals are helpful sometimes. So maybe it's a stand-up meeting with your team or a morning Zoom call, where you all get together and you talk about your goals, you set expectations for the day, and you understand how you can support the people around you. One of the things that I find really, really helpful as well is that I like to take a few minutes at the end of every day to reflect and take stock of what has happened during the day. And I look back, but I also look forward, and I foreshadow what's going to come the next day, and I do my to-do list. And that helps me put it out of the way, relax, and clear my mind so that I can spend time with my family. I also think we need to really understand that things aren't going to be neat and tidy right now. I was recalling that there have been times when there were kids coloring at the end of my boardroom table when I was meeting with mom or dad who had brought them to the meeting. And I personally, and I know some of my clients have experienced over the last few weeks, those moments like that guy on the BBC whose wife and kids burst into the room when he was on a Zoom call with a reporter. These things happen. The struggle is real. I think it's really important to be patient, be super empathetic right now, and to laugh about it. I mean, it takes the anxiety down for everybody. And the last thing I would say is make sure you take time to do what I call rest and digest. Don't let every day, all day be about work. It's really important to set those boundaries right now. I know that a lot of people find meditation really, really helpful. I gotta tell you, I struggle with it. I try, and I'm practicing. I do find it really helpful just before I go to bed. I think it helps me unload my mind and get ready for sleep. I joke that my best meditation happens on the back of a horse when I'm on a long trail ride. It's a bit cheeky, but it really does work for me. And there's nothing like a hike through a park or a forest where you're kind of soaking in all that nature. And it really helps calm things down and help us feel a little more centered. And there's science behind that too, by the way. Leaders are called to take care of other people right now. I hope that you're taking care of you, because unless you take care of you, you're really going to have a hard time taking care of everybody else. I hope these tips are helpful. I am preparing a series of videos. This is the first in the series on topics that I hope are going to support you as you face the challenges in these really crazy times that we're experiencing. So stay well, be safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.